Time for the latest from yet another busy week at the General Assembly. A battle over the definition of marriage in North Carolina dominated the headlines. For that and more, we head to Jones Street with senior political reporter Loretta Beniti.
State lawmakers were back in Raleigh this week to consider several constitutional amendments that could appear on the ballot in November. In the end, only one amendment got through. The voices were loud outside the legislative building this week as supporters and opponents of the so-called Defense of Marriage Act urged lawmakers to hear their pleas. The bill was the first order of business for the House, where it went from committee to floor on Monday and got more than its necessary 3/5 vote. From there, it moved to the Senate, where after some passionate pleas, the proposal got its necessary 30 yes votes.
That defending marriage between a man and a woman was somehow akin to Nazi Germany? Somehow this is akin to the crazy racial amendments that were put forward in the 50s? Let's get real.
Everyone here either has a gay relative, a gay friend, or a gay colleague. Some of you may know. Most of you probably don't. And why is that? Because that gay relative, that gay friend, or that gay colleague is afraid.
The issue of whether or not to allow same-sex marriages will now be on the ballot for voters to have their say during North Carolina's primary in May. Governor Bev Perdue says she doesn't think this is the right thing for lawmakers to be concentrating on.
I'm deeply distressed that the General Assembly, in the middle of this economy, continues to focus on social issues that divide the state apart. I watched the folks out there yesterday protesting and supporting, and right now North Carolina needs to focus on growing the economy and finding jobs for our people, not on social issues that are divisive. It makes no sense.
Some other amendments did not have such an easy road. A House proposal that would have changed the governance structure of the Department of Public Instruction was gutted by the Senate.
Again, I am disappointed because the House was supposed to be the tough hula hoop, and then it goes to the Senate, and I was thinking that was going to be the slam dunk, but apparently there was Wilt Chamberlain standing there ready to block my shot.
And a bill that appeared to have support from both chambers stalled. The idea was to put term limits on the leadership in both the House and Senate, but the Senate wanted 8 years, the House wanted 4, and the difference put the bill on hold.
It doesn't take anywhere near 8 years to aggrandize power around this place. But on the other hand, if you know that the time will end in 4 years, you can sort of tolerate it and get to the next.
Republicans and Democrats disagree over whether or not what was accomplished during this session was worth the trip to Raleigh.
The public got nothing out of this session. I think this was, if there ever was a wasted 2 days of a legislative session, this was it. We have tremendous problems from hurricane damage. We have 10% unemployment. And the only thing of substance we talked about here for 2 days was a constitutional amendment.
One of the reasons we did this is we actually felt like if we had tried to take up these matters during the regular session, it would have actually taken several more days than this very focused 3-day period.
Meanwhile, an audit was released this week that shed an unflattering light at the state health plan's relationship with Blue Cross Blue Shield. The review shows the company made overpayments by as much as $49 million and is only recouping about 1% of that money. State lawmakers have packed their bags and headed home, but some behind-the-scenes dealings on the coast means that lawmakers might need to come back again soon to vote on an incentives deal to bring a company here to North Carolina that has promised over 1,000 jobs to the state. And that's what's happening on Jones Street. I'm Loretta Beniti. See you next week.